What up, y'all? Back with another video. Today, the topic of discussion is the aging narcissist. And the problem with the aging narcissist is, well, first of all, a lot of people always talk about, and I've experienced this tons of times, where, you come walking away from the narcissist, from anything that you have discussed or any kind of issue that you put forth, and the narcissist just seems stupid, man. They're just dumber than a box of rocks, you just can't have any kind of conversation with them that has any kind of sense to it. And, granted, a lot of times they play stupid, and I get that, but for the most part, they're when they talk in society about they calling somebody an airhead, they're talking about the narcissist, man. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it, man. It's a narcissist they're talking about, or the Jezebel spirit, same thing, the female covert narcissist. But the narcissist, man, they're aging, and as they get older, they're not getting any smarter. They're stupid, and they're actually even more spiritually depleted, in deficit. And it's gotten to the point, even in society, to where people, man, when they have problems or they need questions answered, they go straight to the internet. Even younger people, man. So it's to the point now where it's much easier to find out, man, when you have some kind of dysfunctional relationship, what the hell you're dealing with real quick, versus, say, 20 years ago. So it's going to be much, much harder for, the narcissist to find, new supply and something that they can actually hold on to and retain. Because even narcissism's kind of blowing up in the world today, with people finally getting, some understanding of what the hell's going on and what's been going on for years undercover. And, with that said, the aging narcissist is, they're losing their looks. They're losing, their looks and their personality as well, because that also becomes more and more of a deficit to them, because they just don't have the energy as they get older to even try anymore. It's not near as fun when you've been doing something for 20 or 30 years, and it's just not, it's maybe like habitual, but it's not something that you enjoy anymore. Because why? Well, anything that you do for 20 or 30 years is just, it's something that becomes a job, right? And with them, as they get older, a lot of times what does get them supply is their looks, man, and their seduction. And they're getting older, man. They're drying out. They ain't looking good no more. And with them not even able to get good supply anymore, it makes them look more ashen, more depleted, more deadened, and unhealthy, right? So, they never really had much of a personality, most of them, especially the covert types. And so, without the evil spirits in them, they probably wouldn't get anything, because they have those evil spirits that give them the power of seduction and the power to lie the way they do, and create these backdrops the way they do, these fake narratives, fake stories. But at the end of the day, the younger narcissists and the younger Jezebel spirit, they pretty much are what in hip-hop they would call the jump off, man. It's like the woman that jumped off every man's thing. Everybody gets to try them out. I mean, the narcissist and the Jezebel spirit, man, they're just whores, man. The true hoe. I mean, literally. Like, and not even against anybody that's, I don't even want to talk on the topic of that, because it's not the platform for that, but I mean, nothing against a gay or bisexual. I'm not into having that conversation, but when it comes to the narcissist and the Jezebel, they literally will have sex with anybody, and I'm talking that anybody, and they're not even legit like gay or bisexual. They might be heterosexual, but they'll just do it for supply. And so if there's anybody that's I mean, literally, like, the biggest hoe, man, in the world is the narc, man, the narcissist. I mean, you can't be any more of a hoe. And they literally do it for, like, money and things, right? A trip, whatever, you know. When people talk about people in society that do that, man, I mean, I don't know anybody outside of a narcissist that would be a trick like that. I don't know anybody. And I've even heard that, you know, and this is how the aging narcissist too, is that as the narcissist ages, that they get so bad that they have to go pick up hookers and prostitutes and people off the street people, because they can't get no supply. And so, you know, they're pitiful people, man. They're really pitiful. But at the end of the day, what also ends up happening is just everybody ends up seeing through them. You know, their old supply, their new supply, the current supply, the last supply, the people they work with, the people that they go to church with. Nobody wants to be around the narcissist after a long period of time, man. People see through them. People see through them. I mean, sometimes they have to actually move, because that's the other thing. They get so many people that are chasing them. You know, it's like the flames from hell have come up out of the abyss and they're chasing them now. They got so many people that hate them, that they've disgusted, that they've used, abused, broke down, and destroyed. Like, what the hell do they have to look forward to? I told mine, the last one I was with, when I finally, like, awoke to this, I remember texting her out with a few texts, man, because I was so upset, man, that this is what was going on, you know. And I remember telling her, you know, that, and then I had found out that she's a Jezebel covert narcissist, and she's been with probably everybody in town. She's been, you know, ran up in by everybody in town. And then I found out that her ex is I knew him before. He's a overt narcissist. If he's trying to be covert, he's stupid with it, because everybody knows he's an asshole. But he's been with a million women and cheated on her probably 10 times that she knew, with her friends even, you know. And I was like, you know, I found out that. So, you know, they always say that Jezebel and the narcissist, they get together a lot because, you know, they can't stay together because they're both doing the same thing, and you can't have two untrustworthy people together like that. But, you know, nonetheless, they sometimes get together because Jezebel is basically the man. Jezebel is full of testosterone. It's a woman full of testosterone. So, you know, they're pretty much the masculine individual, if you actually pay close attention to them, and the narcissist is a feminine, you know. So basically, when they get together, they kind of like it because, you know, the Jezebel can be the man and the narcissist can be the woman. And when the narcissist gets in trouble that they've caused or starts trouble with someone, they had the Jezebel woman take over and do all the dirty work. Kind of funny, but that's why sometimes the Jezebel will end up in getting played by even the narcissist and getting put up in jail for, you know, like murder and things. But they're not smart people. They're stupid, man. And but I remember telling them that, you know, that you two are, when you guys die, you're going straight to hell with no red lights, man, stopping you. You guys are going straight to the bottomless pit, straight to the lake of fire where all the other narcissists are and Jezebels are, and you're gonna be, you know, like a pig on a skewer, man, rotating on a wheel, you know, in the lake of fire. But yeah, as they get older, it's like nobody has any respect for them, from their kids to their family. Nobody, people at work or at school or church or anywhere that they frequent, they're always trying to use people, intimidate people, abuse, make them feel bad, drain their energy, blame shift, project negative energy on, create arguments in institutions and things, and triangulate different people against each other. And they're so damn cheap. I mean, the narcissist may be not as cheap as the Jezebel, but the Jezebel's one cheap motherfucker, boy. I mean, sorry, excuse me for my language, but the Jezebel, boy, they are cheap. They don't want to pay for nothing, man. They're cheap. They're so cheap. They're tacky with it, But I remember a few times I had to tell the one I was with, the Jezebel, I was like, man, don't do that. Like, she'd be like preemptively telling me what she was going to do to get something for free from a company, or like when she bought this car, she was like, I'm going to go back there and tell them I need another tank of gas for free. I was like, don't you dare do that. That's embarrassing to be with somebody that's that cheap. It's funny, they act so cheap and they try to make themselves look like they supposed to be rich. They ain't got nothing. But yeah, so they get to a point to where they're gonna lose a lot of the current supplies that they've had that were good, that were A1s, and they're gonna end up going back to their old supplies. Their old supplies, are starting to get triggered now too, because they're starting to see the patterns, and people can't keep doing this stuff, man, for cycle after cycle, man. They're not going to be doing this stuff like they used to. People don't stay married for long in general, which is sad. And the narcissist and Jezebel have totally messed up, the origin of marriage and the union of marriage. But nonetheless, even with that, in the general population now, people don't take that kind of wrath no more, man, in marriage. They used to take that stuff in the 30s, 40s, 50s. People taking all that brutal abuse, man, and just keep it going because we got to stay married. That's just what we do. Well, these days, that's not just what we do, and so as the narcissist gets older, they can't even wear it. They don't even have the energy to wear the mask anymore. And what ends up happening, nobody has any kind of respect for them. They're just totally disrespected, man. It'll get to the point to where, people start seeing the narcissist, man, and they'll be like crossing the street. They don't even want to be on the same sidewalk with them because they create so much havoc and they have so much disgust towards them that and they're walking destructive, broken people, man. They're kind of like if God had a factory, and that's where humanity came out of the factory. They would be the individual that the machine broke when they were being made. When the factory was spitting out humanity, humans, one after another, they would be getting that check, like, yeah, this is a good one, another good one, machine gets clogged up or something, man, and then comes out the narcissist or the Jezebel spirit, the broken one, the what would they call it in like cars and stuff, the lemon. The narcissist and the Jezebel spirit, when it comes to humanity, they're the lemon. Really. The broken person. The broken, the one that when they came out the factory, man, they might have got the check mark, but they weren't supposed to. Somebody had, like, whoever was working in the factory that night, producing humans, they They might have been drinking on the job or something. But anyway, yeah, they're going to get older. Nobody's going to respect them. Nobody's going to want to be with them. Everybody in town has either ran through them sexually or ended up getting in some kind of argument with them. And it's like they walk the streets and their name rings bells, man. Like that, leave them alone. Here comes the devil, you know. And they gotta get to a point to where they have nothing to look forward to but hell itself, literally. There's no evil. I've not met a more evil person than a narcissist or a Jezebel. Not at all in my whole life. So, I mean, they can't tell you that. You know, I've heard people say they come off as empaths and stuff. I mean, I kind of see that, but just for a few minutes. I mean, I don't know. They are kind of tricky in the beginning, but man, you know, they can't be, you know, heading towards old age thinking they're going to heaven, man. They're literally the seed of the serpent, but they end up with the crappiest supply at the end. I mean, and they always say they end up dying alone. They end up dying alone. And it's funny because they always would say that, you know, and when mine would get in a fight with me, she'd be like, "You're going to die alone. Be by yourself." And, you know, that's projection, right? So that's what they know is going to happen to them. They're going to die alone. They're going to be by themselves. I just didn't understand projection at the time. And it's crazy, but yeah. That's, yeah, so they end up going to the narcissist, and the narcissist will, you know, really, like, I think they even get to a point from stuff I've looked into that the narcissist can actually get to a point to where when it comes to a male narcissist and female Jezebel, that they usually get even physically aggressive with them, which, you know, I don't want any of that, those types of things, you know, happen, but the fact of the matter is like, the male narcissist is afraid of other men, but, you know, when it comes to, you know, females, they're not afraid of putting physical harm on a female. But it's sad, man, but that's just the way it goes and who they are and how evil they are and what they do. But I guess this is a little short for today. Just know the narcissist and the Jezebel are going to end up getting street people to take care of their needs and having to pay prostitutes and drug addicts because they're the bottom of the barrel anyway. Always have been. But as they get older, the mask, they won't have the energy to hold it up, and they won't have any goods. So they'll end up looking just like those people on the street. Because they're a woman and a man of the night, a woman and a man of the streets. And as they get older, you're going to see them for exactly what they are. All right, that's all. Peace out. Soldier up, stand tall, love you all. Goodbye.